We'll go ahead and call this December 9th, 2024 meeting to order. At this time, is there a Pastor Stephen Littlejohn in the audience? Okay, Mr. Littlejohn has signed up. Commissioner Bridges, would you mind giving us our invocation, please?
Thank you. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity you've given us to be here tonight, Lord. It's such an honor to serve our citizens, Lord, and I congratulate the new members of the school board, Lord. I just pray, Father, that each of us here tonight would serve with dignity and with you in mind, Father. I just pray that each of us would seek to know and do your will, Father, for all the citizens, for all our pupils. Father, I just pray that you'd bless each family represented here tonight. Lead, guide, and direct us and help us to do your will in all we do. For us in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Bridges. This time, if everyone would stand, I'll ask Mr. Walter Sperling to lead us in our pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Next is the oath of our newly elected board members. What I'd ask is all the newly elected board members, if you would, family, if you could make them a place to sit there on the front row, please. Once you have taken your oath, if you don't mind, returning back up here, and then we'll turn the meeting over to Dr. Fisher, okay? The Honorable Judge Sally Kirby Turner will be administering everyone's oath.
You want him to come back up now?
I hate to be caught without a pen. Thank you, Leah. Okay. Congratulations. Next, we'll call up Ron Humphries. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of North Carolina, and the Finally, Joel Shores. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of North Carolina, and the laws of the State of North Carolina. I will faithfully perform the duties and responsibilities of a school board member to the best of my ability, with the best interests of the students, staff, and community at heart. I recognize the duty of this office to work collaboratively with fellow board members, school officials, and all stakeholders in order to ensure a high-quality education for all students in Cleveland County Schools. I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Cleveland County School Board member. So help me God. Congratulations.
This time, we'll turn the meeting over to Dr. Stephen Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Shores and other members of the board. The next item on tonight's agenda is the election of officers, organization of the board. This is highlighted in Cleveland County School Board Policy 2200. Policy 2200 states the board will elect a chairman and a vice chairman to serve for a one-year term or until his or her successor is elected and qualified by taking the oath of the office prescribed in Article 6, Section 7 of the North Carolina Constitution. An organizational meeting for the election and qualification of officers will be held as the first item of business at the regularly scheduled December meeting of the board. The officers will be elected in the following order: chairman and then vice chairman. Momentarily, I will open the floor for nominations for chairman and then for vice chairman. Any member can bring forth a nomination. A member should know beforehand if the person he or she wishes to nominate is both eligible and willing to serve. A motion to close nominations is not normally necessary. Usually the presiding officer closes nominations when no further nominations come forward from the assembly. After giving ample time for additional nominations, I will close the floor for nominations. When more than one person has been nominated, the election is held by voice vote. I will take the vote on the candidates in the order in which they were nominated. Members must remember to vote yes for the candidate they choose. A member that does not vote yes for a candidate is registering a no vote for that candidate. No votes will not be done by voice except to clarify the vote. A candidate must receive a majority, or in this case, 5 votes to win. That being said, at this time, I open the floor for nominations for the office of chairman of the Cleveland County Board of Education.
I nominate Kenneth Ledford for chair.
I nominate Joel Shores for chair.
Are there other nominations? Hearing none, I will close the floor for nominations.
I'd like to have a point of order call for a discussion, if anybody's got any discussion for the candidates.
Mr. Blanton, that is out of order. We just vote.
Let's check.
Mr. Blanton, at this time, the procedure for voting on chairman.
I can't hear you.
Mr. Blanton, the procedure for voting for chairman is prescribed under Robert's Rules of Order. And at this time, once the nominations are closed, then we just do an up and down vote for each person nominated.
Okay.
There's not a opportunity for discussion during this process.
At this time, all in favor of Kenneth Ledford for chairman of the Cleveland County Board of Education, please say yes.
Yes.
Also raise your hand so I can make sure I get yes. That is 4. All in favor of Joel Shores, please say yes and raise your hand.
Yes.
That is a vote of 5 to 4. Congratulations, Mr. Shores, on being selected as chairman of the Cleveland County Board of Education. Congratulations. At this time, I open the floor for nominations for the office of vice chairman of the Cleveland County Board of Education.
I'd like to nominate Danny Blanton.
I nominate Aaron Bridges.
Are there other nominations? Hearing none, I will close the floor for nominations. At this time, all in favor of Danny Blanton for the office of Vice Chairman of the Cleveland County Board of Education, please say yes and raise your hand.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. All in favor of Aaron Bridges for the Vice Chairman of Cleveland County Board of Education, please raise your hand. Say yes.
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Congratulations, Mr. Bridges, for being elected as Vice Chair of the Cleveland County Board of Education. So at this time, Mr. Chairman, Joel Shores, I turn the meeting back over to you.
Thank you, sir. You want to do a quick recess? Okay, we'll do, how much you need? 5-minute recess, so we'll reconvene at 6:26.
Okay.
I was told.
All right, if everybody make it back to their seats.
You've got to think about all the kids that are part of it, all the board members.
All right. Call us back in order. We have no special recognition. The next item would be adoption of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Humphries, second by Mr. Bridges. All in favor, if you'd raise your hand. Any opposed? All right. Next item will be approval of the minutes from the November 4th, 2004 business session. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the November 4th business meeting.
Move to approve.
All right, I think I heard Mr. Humphries and Mr. Bridges again. Any discussion? No discussion? All in favor? All opposed? All right, 9-0. All right, financial report. Let me see, I got that here. The Finance Committee met on November the 21st, 2024. Rob McDaniel introduced Mr. Vince Quinn as external auditor for Anderson, Smith, and White, who conducted an audit of the financial statements of Cleveland County Schools for 2023-2024 school year. Mr. Quinn shared his report and his audit process as part of the presentation. He reported no findings or concerns and shared the opinions of the report. Committee members asked questions regarding the audit and process. The audit will be shared with the whole board as required by law, will be posted as well as be posted online. Dr. Wampler shared updates relating to the athletic trainers at our traditional high schools. These positions are essential, but also hard to staff. After viewing the need and staffing issues, it was decided to move athletic trainers from 11.5-month positions to 12-month positions effective July 2025 and provide additional playoff supplements in the spring. Dr. Wampler also shared that the EC is again able to provide retention bonuses for EC staff for EC funds, which includes certified and classified employees. The bonus is $1,200 for all full-time EC teachers and $500 for classified staff, including EC teacher assistants, EC AV technicians, and EC behavior intervention assistants. These bonuses will be paid in two distributions, November 24th and June 2025, and be paid from the EC funds. With no other business, the meeting was adjourned. Next meeting would be January the 9th at noon. All right. Next on the agenda is the educational programs. Mr. Humphries.
So the Education Program Committee met on Friday, November the 22nd. Our new committee, or new board members were at this meeting, so the committee members, staff committee members introduced themselves and shared highlights of their programs. OSR Director Paula Peeler shared quotes for new playground equipment. After a time of discussion, play instructions bid was accepted by the committee. Mrs. Peeler shared that the grant funds would be used to purchase the equipment for Washington Elementary. The committee discussed elements of the playground equipment. The committee recommended the bid from Play Instruction in the amount of $78,781.50. This request will need to be approved by the full board in our January meeting. OSR Director Paula Peeler presented governing board training to the committee. The presentation included a review of the Head Start standards as well as roles and responsibilities for the Board of Education members in the area of program governance. Dr. Hunnell shared information regarding the invoice from Cleveland Community College. The invoice is a per-class fee for high school students who take courses facilitated by CCC. Dr. Hunnell shared the details of the invoice and explained how the overall memorandum of understanding with Cleveland Community College is designed. The invoice will need to go to the full board at the January meeting. The total invoice cost is $115,450. With no other business, the meeting was adjourned. The next meeting for the committee is scheduled for January the 10th, and that'll be at 10:30. Thank you.
Any questions? All right, we'll move on to policy report. Mr. Humphries. Maybe I did. I did, my fault. Let's back up. Operations, Mr. Spurling.
Excuse me. The November 22nd Operations Committee meeting was called to order by Chairman Greg Taylor. Dr. Jennifer Wampler and Chip Childers shared the capital projects report. The committee reviewed the report. The committee projects report will be attached to the board's agenda at this meeting as an information item. Dr. Wampler shared a recommendation from maintenance to declare 4 double-wide mobile units at Township Number 3 surplus for the purpose of disposal. This was approved by 3 of the 4 board committee members and will go to the full board for approval at their January meeting. Dr. Wampler shared a request from CTE to declare 2 items as surplus. Both of these items are outdated, missing parts, and are no longer useful. This was approved unanimously by the committee and go to the full board for approval at their January meeting. Ginger Jackson requested approval for Microsoft renewal quote. This request covers licenses for staff and students. This is year 3 of our 3-year agreement for a price of not to exceed $89,291.95. This was approved unanimously by the committee and will go to the full board for approval at their January meeting. With no new business, the meeting was adjourned. The next Operations Committee meeting is scheduled for Friday, January 10th, 2025 at 12 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spurling. Any questions? All right, now we'll move on to policy, Mr. Humphries.
Okay. So the Policy Committee met on Tuesday, November the 19th at noon. Dr. Wampler led the committee in a review and discussion of Policy 6140, Student Wellness. This policy contains legal updates related to recent legislation by the General Assembly. This policy was reviewed and supported by the School Health Advisory Council at their November meeting. This was supported by the committee and will go to the full board as a first read in December, which is here tonight, and for approval in January. So I led the committee in reviewing Policy 5035, Use of Unmanned Aircraft, which is drones, Policy 5040, News Media Relations, and Policy 5050, Emergency Closings. These policies were reviewed as part of the committee's ongoing review of the board policy manual and are in the 5,000 section, which is community relationships. No substantive changes were recommended to these policies by the committee. The following policies were reviewed by the committee at their October meeting and have been shared with the full board as a first read in November and December and are up for approval in January. Those are 1310/4002, Parental Involvement, 3410, Testing and Assessment Program, 3420, Student Promotion and Accountability, 3420-R2, Local Promotion Standards, grades K through 8, and 8305, Federal Grant Administration. With no new business, the meeting was adjourned. The next Policy Committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, January the 7th at noon.
Thank you, Mr. Humphries. Any questions?
What about the people that do not have internet in their homes and are unable to review the first reading or the reading of this policy? How are they going to be notified?
Dr. Fisher, do you have an answer to that question?
Mr. Chairman, that's the purpose of tonight's meeting, is to have a first read of the board. It is the board's policy, so that is presented to a first read tonight as a board, and then the second read would be in January.
That's not answering the question, though, Dr. Fisher. How are the people that are out in the community that have no internet going to be able to know what is in these policies, what changes are made, or what they know? How are they going to be able to tell this? How are we going to get this information out to them?
Well, our policy manual is online. We do have a copy of it here, so if someone wants a copy of this, they can come to our office and request a copy. We'd be glad to provide that for them.
Okay.
All right. I will go over the policies that are in question for first read tonight. If anyone's listening and it does not have the ability to see these, I will say that most of these policies are very minor changes, and most were changed according to new laws from the state of North Carolina, which we really didn't have a choice. So those policies are 1310-4002, which is parental involvement. Policy 3410, testing and assessment program. Policy 3420, student promotion and accountability. Policy 3420, R2, local promotion standards for grades K through 8. Student wellness, which is policy number 6140. And policy 8305, federal grant administration. Those are the policies. As I said, they are on board docs. If someone wants to review these, as Dr. Fisher said, they will be here at the central office to be viewed.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
can I make a statement?
About this?
Yes.
Yes.
I think Mr. Ledford is saying that if anything we do is online and people in our community don't have internet access, how are they going to see it? And I guess the only alternative is put an ad in the newspaper or rent a billboard. I mean, in today's age, I would think just about anything we do is going to be online. And the only alternative then is to go back to the old ways before we had online. So,
Why don't we make a copy of that policy and send it out to by each school principal?
Well, I would assume that you can make that motion in the future if you want to change those policies. You're more than welcome, but tonight we're going to do the first reading. If the board is wanting to change the policy, the board is more than welcome to change the policy. All right, we're going to move on to safety. Mr. Blanton, do you have the minutes?
Yeah, Safety Committee meeting met November the 19th at 12 o'clock. The November the 19th committee meeting was called to order by the committee chairman, Rodney Fitch. Dr. Stephen Fisher provided our overview of 23-24, 24-25 school safety grant purchase from 23-24 grant included walkthrough safety detectors, funding for the peer mentors, cameras, VISA, and visitors identification systems. The 23-24 grant has been completely used. The 24-25 grant has been submitted to the Office of Safety of Schools. We do not have any anticipate award date yet. Dr. Fisher also highlighted the recent safety visits being conducted by the district staff. The visits have gone well and enabled the district to review schools and district safety procedures and protocols. There were no agency reports. Rodney Borders highlighted a recent Zoom meeting that he had with the SROs. It was a great opportunity to connect with our officers. Mr. Borders highlighted the partnership between CCS and our local law enforcement officers. Mr. Blanton brought up a staffing concern in some of our classes with substitute teachers. The concern was referred to the district administration. With no new business, the meeting was adjourned. The next policy committee meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, January the 7th at 12 o'clock, 2025 at noon.
Thank you, Mr. Blanton. Any questions? All right, we'll move on to superintendent update. Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Just a few updates for tonight. These are mostly schedule updates as we get near the Christmas holidays. Just a reminder that Math Day is this Wednesday. If you'd like to sharpen your skills and come participate in a little math, you can. But our elementary students will be participating in Math Day competition. The awards program is 12:30 if you'd like to attend that. The awards program is in the Turning Point Gym at 12:30. On Friday, we have a Title I parent event. That is in staff development. That will begin at 10. Again, if you'd like to attend that event, you're more than welcome to come and see the great things that are going on at Math Day and our Title I parent event. Just as a reminder, I know several of us had the opportunity to visit Burns High School today. Exams start next Monday, a week from today. Will be their exam period. They'll begin Monday, December 16th. That Monday will be teacher-made exams. Starting on Tuesday will be state exams, end-of-course exams, CTE exams, all that good fun stuff. Parents need to, schools have sent communication to parents about exam schedules, but if parents have particular questions about their schools or their students' school exam schedule, they can reach out particularly to that school. Christmas break does begin Monday the 23rd. The last day for students and staff is Friday, December 20th, and we do have early release that day as tradition. Thursday, January 2nd, Friday, January 3rd are teacher work days, and then students return to school on Monday, January 6th. And that gets us to the next board meeting, which is Monday, January 13th. We do have a school visit that morning as well, and you'll receive some additional information from that. So, Mr. Chairman, those are updates for today.
Any questions for the superintendent? Okay. I don't see any public participations up here. Okay. All right. So we don't have any public participation. Board member comments. Mr. Leffert, I'll start with you.
Thank you. Be glad to. Ladies and gentlemen, you elected me to make a change in the Board of Education. I'm afraid that I'm going to be limited in what I'm going to be able to do because of the way that the board is structured. I will promise that I will continue to do everything that I possibly can within my powers to do what you elected me to do. You're the ones that elected me, not me elected you. I serve you, I don't serve the superintendent, and that's my plans to do so. Arguments that need to be brought out, don't believe that I will not hesitate to speak my opinion on those arguments. Most of you, or some of you know me, and some of you don't know me, that I was the way I was when I was on the school board before. I'm not afraid to say no. I'm not afraid to ask questions. So it gives me an honor that I have the privilege to serve each and every one of you, including the staff, including the children. That's the most important part, is knowing what these children need and making sure that they have the needs that they need in order to get a good education. I also want to see the teachers have the tools that they need in order to teach. We do have things that are taking place within our school system, yes, and we need to correct those. We're not a perfect school system, and we have things that need to be corrected. If we were perfect, we wouldn't have 9 schools that are not up to par within the state regulations. So why are those taking place? We need to work on making sure that our students get the learning that they need in order to make the grades, in order to go to whatever they need, whether it be a job or whether it be military or whether it be to college. Then be able to return into society as an active person, being able to be actively accrued for the county that we have. I appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Leffert. Mr. Spurley.
So first, I'd like to say welcome to the new board members. I hope that we have a good 2 years and do good things. I will say that there was many of us that have come on to this board, and in our 2 years, we tend to open our eyes and see that Cleveland County Schools is a great place. They do great things. I was a product of Cleveland County Schools. The judge that you saw said she was a product of Cleveland County Schools. My parents were products of Cleveland County Schools. My grandparents were products of Cleveland County Schools. And I would say the majority of this room was probably products of Cleveland County Schools. And I would say the majority of all of those people that I just mentioned are productive members of society. I think our school systems produce very good product. All you have to do is go to our the awards banquets at the end of the year, the scholarships banquets at the end of the year, millions and millions of dollars awarded to our Cleveland County students every year. Every year, our corporations, whom I get to talk to on a regular basis, hire our Cleveland County school students when they either graduate straight out of high school, because we have a great CTE program with apprenticeships, one of the best in the state. A lot of them come to Cleveland Community College, where we have a great CTE equivalent. They have internships and apprenticeships. They have CCP students, career promise students straight out of high school that are earning associate's degrees and graduating from college before they even graduate from high school. So I hope that our new board members learn to, yes, we are not perfect, and we do have things we can always improve on. But I hope you like many of us others, come to view our system as a good and productive system.
Thank you, Mr. Sperling. Mr. Bridges?
So first, I just want to congratulate all the new board members. Congratulations to all of you. I sit here to say, call on each individual sitting on this stage to place differences aside and come together as a board. We're a board of 9 individuals who need to work together for the common good of this school system. Tonight it's okay to agree and disagree. It's all right. None of us are the same. Tonight, calling to an end of all fighting, arguing, and unprofessionalism on this stage in front of this community. This board's sole purpose is 3 things. Those 3 things are set policy, set budget, and employ and superintendent. My intentions of being on the school board and have always been to make the best decisions for Cleveland County Schools. Nor will I have any personal agendas. I will continue as I always to work with each individual on this board. We're supposed to be a team, the 9 of us. And I hope after tonight we start as a board to set up for success and to the great cause of moving Cleveland County Schools forward. It's time for us to step up to the plate as a school board for this county, our teachers, students, and staff, and school system. They deserve it. So that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bridges. Mr. Humphreys?
I too would like to congratulate our new board members. Look forward to working with y'all, and I look forward to the opportunity to serve for 4 more years. Thoughts go out to teachers, students, everybody with all the exams coming up. This is always a tough time of the year for everybody, a lot of stress, so a lot of prayers going up for those. And I'm going to be the first one to do this. I want to wish, since this is the last time I'll be on the stage before Christmas, I want to wish everybody a happy Christmas and a happy New Year, a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys. Mr. Fisher? Is it on now? Push it straight forward.
There you are.
technology. You can't get by without it these days, but, and I'm not one of these that's blessed with a whole lot of knowledge on it, but I became interested in the school board a couple of years ago and have followed it and decided, I guess my entire career has been associated with kids. You know, worked at the city park for a long, long time and still love kids. It's the only thing I miss about the park is the kids. And I want to make sure that our kids get everything that they need to be successful. If it's a push on the back or whatever, but I'm in it for the kids and the teachers. We have to keep our good teachers and move forward. And I look forward to working with the board. I hope we come together as one and start accomplishing things. So, but it's all about the kids and the teachers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Ms. Sherman.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you for the opportunity to serve on the board and to serve you and our community and continue to build excellence in our school system. As I was looking over our website, just looking at different things, I noted that our mission as a board is to cultivate excellence, and I think that's something I want us to continue to look at and how we're going to get better at what we're doing. And I can't tell you that I couldn't be any happier than having this opportunity to work and serve in this role in education. This is my 45th year, so never did set my goal to be here, but you never know where you will go when you continue to love what you're doing and you're passionate about it, and I believe in it. And I believe in our teachers, our students, our community, and I think we can continue to grow together. I look forward to working with every member on the board, and I feel like every person has something to bring to the table. Lots of different backgrounds, and that's what it takes. Lots of different viewpoints, opinions, but I also know that what it takes to have a great team, and you have to put your personal agendas aside and let's work toward our mission. And I think we can make Cleveland County schools continue to rise and let people start looking and wanting to come and see what we're doing. And instead of us looking other places, we have some great schools, and I want to be a part of that. So I'm open to listening to anyone's concerns, opinions, and I'll be happy to work with you and work with the board as we move forward. So I'm very excited, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Gregg.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight and supporting these guys. You know, I'm glad to be sitting up here with new board members. I think it's going to make a difference in our school system this time. 2 years I sat up here and I didn't feel like I had an opinion, and I'm hoping that this time 9 board members are going to be here and we are all going to have an opinion, and our opinions are going to count this time. We do need support in the community. We need more support in the community. I'd like to see this auditorium filled just so you can see what we actually do. You know, you don't realize we have 15,000 kids out here that we are responsible for. Now, you may go home and have 1 or 2 and you think that's a task, but 15,000 children is a task when you have to set policies that apply to each and every one of those children. Then we have 50 to 60,000 parents and grandparents that want us to make sure that we take care of their child and only their child, and that's just not the way it is. We try to make the right decisions on policies that are going to work for all children in our school systems. But if you think this is an easy job, it's not really an easy job. We do it because we like to do it. We do it because we want to see growth in our community. We want to see the children in our community excel. So follow us and stay with us. And I want to thank you guys again, and I want to congratulate you for getting on this board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gregg. Mr. Blanton.
Well, I always just sort of shoot from the hip. I don't have no written statement or whatever, but I want our academics
and I'm going to support ever who's pushing that on this board up here, and I hope all 9 of us are, but we got to have somebody to take the lead on that. I want our academics to get like our sports in Cleveland County. We get our academics like our sports, and we're going to go toward the top. And we won't have those 9 low performing as I heard, understood. And I want us to jump ahead on that. I know about operations, the construction. I'm not an educator, by no means. I'm not a good reader. That's the reason I definitely want our kids to be a good reader and a good speller. I'm not a good speller. You're not a good reader, you're probably not going to be a good speller. But when it comes to math, just adding and subtracting, we need to make sure that they're getting taught that, our basics. I'm going back to when I ran 13, 14 years ago, and I've been sitting here. We need to make sure that our children is walking out of the schools with our basic needs when they move out of that 4th grade and moving on up. And they can sign their name when they graduate from high school. It is a law. And one of the others made a statement a while ago, and I voted for it the first time. I voted against it the second time because of the law. You can read that law 2 ways. The first way is Monday, and yours is August 26th. That second paragraph is do what's best for your children, for your district. Now, we just signed an ethics thing. I was supposed to turn that thing in. I don't know if I turned it in or not. That ethics thing says the same thing. Do what's best for your districts. I heard that judge ask those new members that just signed up, are you going to do what's best for your children? Okay. Are we going to break the law up here when we vote against that calendar? Because I heard somebody say that they were going to do their exams starting next week at Burns. I think I understood them to say that when we was at that school visit today. Well, guess what? If part of the board members hadn't went along with that, they wouldn't be taking those exams. And I already heard some of them, they're going to start school January the 18th or 19th, college. They're already packing up to move. I noticed somebody got a brand new Camaro car. It was on Facebook today because he's graduating in December instead of having to wait till January. So a lot of children this day and time, they don't have the guidance at home. And if they can go right straight on to school when they graduate instead of waiting 6 months, you're going to have more success for a child going on to school. So one way I'm proud that the board voted for that calendar to do, what we need to do is work on the state to get them to change that ruling for here so that can't nobody say, well, you broke the law or I broke the law. And all 9 of us work together doing what's best for our kids. Our kids is our number 1 goal, period. Number 1. They're going to take our place. And I also heard something else today. I know, everybody won't go home. Cell phone policy. I heard some kids today say they didn't like that when we did that. But now they're saying that was a good thing y'all did. I heard that today. Did you hear that today, Mr. Shores? Dr. Fisher, did you hear that today? They like that policy. But I tell you what we got to get behind us. This board has got to get this right here behind us. We got to start getting this room filled up with parents, and parents get involved with their children. Because I also heard this. When you have a child, one of your children cutting up in there, that teacher cannot teach her other 29 or 30 or 28 kids in that classroom because she's having to spend her time with somebody like I was when I was in that classroom. Well, I was a little varmint. I won't deny it. Boy, I got sent to the office too. Didn't do no good because I could take that licking. And if we have children getting bullied, carry it to your teacher. If there's nothing done about it, carry it to the principal, and then that principal will bring it to Dr. Fisher or whoever we have in charge of that, and then it steps right on to us at the last thing. Let's get that cut out in our schoolhouses so that our children can learn and get these parents, involve our parents in our schools. Let's see. I didn't have too much. Oh, yes, this final go. We need to be working with our county commissioners, hand and foot. They give us a good bit of funds. We need to tell them what we want, and we tell them what we need. We want a lot of things, but we can't get it. So we got to have us a prioritized list and make sure that we give that to them. And let's get them working with us 9 board members, and let's work with them, and let's get these buildings and stuff fixed and get what we need for our children to give them a good education. Thank you. And everybody have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Blanton. Let me start out by just saying, my name is Joel Shores. I'm not the chairman of the school board of 2010, 2015, 2020. My name's Joel Shores. I don't have an axe to grind with anybody on this board. My hope is this board can start working together, and whatever the board decides, that's what the board decides. I looked up the duties of a chair. It said, in collaboration with the superintendent vice chair, establish the agenda for board meetings, preside at all meetings of the board, preserve order at all times, appoint committee members and committee chairs, appoint all ad hoc committees, serve as ex officio member of all committees, call special meetings, and sign official documents. That's the duties. That's what I intend to do. Also, I've heard you, the public, and those board members who have called me, I've heard you loud and clear. Except as otherwise provided, this is policy 2340 of the Cleveland County School Board, except as otherwise provided by law or policies of the board, meetings of the board will be conducted in accordance with Robert Rules of Order. I looked up decorum under Robert Rules of Order. According to Robert Rules of Order, decorum refers to respectful behavior during a meeting, which includes speaking only when recognized by chair, addressing the topic at hand, avoiding personal attacks, listening attentively to others, and refraining from interrupting or talking over others. That's what I intend to do, is make sure we do that. I think we can do that. We can agree to disagree, but we can do it in a professional manner. We can do it like adults. I'm not going to appoint committees tonight. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and whatever committee you're interested in, if you'll let me know by Friday, and I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. I'm combining some committees. I'm combining the Policy and Education Committee. I'm combining the Safety and Operation Committee, and I would ask that the safety part of this committee be able to go first, take a break, where all the law enforcement and EMS and all the emergency personnel that come to this meeting can leave before operation begins, if they want to. It's a public meeting, they can stay. And then finance and personnel. There'll be 3 per committee, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm asking Dr. Fisher tonight if in the future he will put out the agenda for every committee to all board members. And as soon as the minutes or notes of those board meetings are completed, send them directly to all board members. At that time, if any board member has any questions, contact the chair of that committee, contact Dr. Fisher or someone in the minute to get your questions answered. If you are interested in going to another committee meeting, call the chairperson and ask if anyone is asked to come. We can have up to 4. If 5 show up, someone can stay, but they cannot participate in the meeting. It is a public meeting. They can stay and listen and observe. They just cannot participate. So I'm doing that hopefully we can line it up for a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we're going to try this and see what happens. But the board decides to go a different direction, that's up to the board. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do at this time. If the board wants to change, that's up to them. As I said, congratulations to the new board members. This is a new day. This is December the 9th, 2024.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
You made a statement about, in that policy that you read or statute, ex officio. So you basically said 4.
Yes.
That chair does not have that ruling to go in and participate then if he chooses to do so.
I will not do that.
Well, by law, really by law,
Well,
you can't.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
So we ain't going to have to worry about it.
Okay.
All right? So, with no objections, we're going to stand adjourned.
Can I have one thing to say, Mr. Chairman? I'm sorry. I've got a Bible out here. This is my first cousin that came with me tonight. And we've got a Bible that it originally belonged to our grandfather. It was back in the 1800s to the early 1900s. The one that I was sworn in tonight and the one that I've been sworn in before. If you want to look at it, you're certainly welcome. But it's older than anyone in here, I'd say. And my grandfather had the opportunity whenever we had school boards. And that means boards for each individual school. He was on the Kaiser School Board and chairman for up to 17 years. So he has allowed me to take his place, being on the school board for 26 years, and I'm shooting for 30 if the good Lord lets me live that long. But I just wanted to bring that out. I meant to do that earlier, and it just completely slipped my mind.
Thank you, Mr. Leffert, for sharing that. Meeting's adjourned.